Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 6 to 9. So I will read the Greek first and then we can get started. En ho agaliaste, oligon arti, e deon esti, dipetentes en poikilois, perasmois, hina todokimion, humon tes pisteos, pollu timioteron, cruciu tu apolumenu, dia pyros de dokimazomenu, hierete is epainon, kai timen, kai doxan, in apocalypse Jesu Christu, on uk idontes agapate es hon arti me forontes, pisteontes, de agariaste, kara aneklatleto, kai didosasmene, komizomenoi, to telos, tes, pisteos, humon, soterian, zukon. Okay, so we see here that we have a relative pronoun in the beginning, in verse 6. So en ho. So ho, it needs to be determined which part it is referring to, and we find it most likely to refer to verse 5 above, which is the salvation that that God has guarded for his saints. So en ho agaliaste. Agaliaste, here we see, okay, it means to exalt or to rejoice. So in this, you rejoice. Agaliaste, you all rejoice. Oligon, arti. So oligon, of course, means little or few. So here we interpret it as a little while or a little bit now, a little while now, or now a little while. A deon esti. Here we see a if deon esti on the condition that it is necessary. Deon. Deon is the neuter participle of deo, from which dei, which you have memorized, dei comes from. Dei means it is necessary that it is an impersonal usage of the verb deo. So here you see if it is necessary, if it is necessary participle. If it is necessary, dipetentes, here we have dupe, which has connotations of grief. So here we see the dupeo means to grieve or pain. So here it is in the aorist participle. It is also masculine or feminine plural nominative. So here, dipetentes en poikilois. So here we have poikilois, perasmois. Here, poikilois means various kinds, many kinds, all kinds. Perasmois is temptation. So in all kinds of trials, in all kinds of tests or temptations. So here, the whole verse we would read, in this we rejoice now for a little while, if it is necessary. You have suffered or you have been grieved in various trials. Next, we go on to verse 7. Hina to dokimion, humon tes pisteos, pollu timioteron, kusiu tu apolumenu. So here, hina, therefore, so that, to dokimion, dokimion is meaning a test of yours, a test of you. So your tests or your trials, tes pisteos. So an individual trial of yours of faith. Pollu timioteron, pollu being an adverb meaning much more or more timioteron, honorable or precious. So we can translate it here as precious. It's more are precious than a genitive noun. So here the genitive noun would be cruciu, gold. So it is more precious than gold. Gold that is modified as being what? As being could say, liable to ruin or perishable gold. So it is more precious than perishable gold, gold that may be destroyed. Dia pyros, through fire, de dokimazomenu. Though, so here we have a concessive de here. It is, there are many ways to translate de. You can translate it as but or and, or a concessive though. Here we're translating it as though. So dia pyros, though through fire, dokimazomenu, it is tested through. It has been tested through. So here we see that gold here is something that has been tested through fire, and this is being compared to the faith that is being tested through trials. The faith of the church that Peter is addressing. Hirete is epainon, kai timen kai doxan, in Apocalypse Jesu Christu. So hirete means, hirete comes from find, hireo, and here it is in the aorist passive, and it is in third person singular, in third person, okay, and it is indicated. So here we see that that this faith, this refers to the faith that was mentioned before, was found, is epainon, to be unto the praise, epainon, kai timen, timen means honor, kai doxan, doxan means glory. So to the praise and the honor and the glory, or to the glory and the honor, sometimes people reverse the latter two because it's idiomatic. Kai timen, kai doxan, in Apocalypse, in the revelation of Jesus Christ, Jesu Christu. So Apocalypse means revelation. Of course, you might know it from Apocalypse, which has less the meaning of destruction and fire and all kinds of end day imagery, but more of the revealing sense, the sense of revelation. And then we have 1 Peter 1:8 here, hon uk idontes. So hon uk idontes, here we have hon, which must refer back to something. We find it is most likely to be Jesu Christu, since it is in the masculine, and also it follows directly after Jesu Christu. So it's a good guess. So whom not seeing, so here this is a participle. We do not know the subject yet, but the subject is hinted at right after the participle by agapate, which means to love. Of course, is one of the most common words that you should know by now. And it is in the second person plural, present. So who, you can insert the subject of agapate into the participle here and translate it into English as whom you do not see, or whom you not seeing love. So it has a sense of, although you do not see him, you love him. Here, idontes, however, this is in the aorist tense. So here, we could also translate it with a kind of past connotation. So though you have not seen him, you love him. Is hon arti me orontes. So even until or unto him, you do not see him. So now you do not see him. Pisteontes, de, you still believe him. So here we have de, where you can translate it as but you believe in him. So in whom, although in whom you have not seen, or you are not seeing, you do not see, you believe in him. pisteontes, is hon, de. Then we have agaliaste. Again, we have the same word as the beginning, rejoice. To rejoice, kara, in joy or with joy. This is in the dative. And then we have anekaleto, which is unspeakable, with unspeakable joy. So anaklaleto modifies the word kara. So you rejoice with unspeakable joy. And not only is it unspeakable, but dedoxasmene, it is a kind of glorifying kind of joy. We can come back to this later and see how people translate it into English. And then finally, we have verse 9. Komizomenoi to telos tes pisteos humon soterian sukon. So komizomenoi, here this means to bring or receive. So we'll look at the following verses, see how we can translate it. We have totelos tes pisteos, the goal of faith, your faith. Totelos tes pisteos humon. So we can say the faith, the goal of the faith that is being received, or we could also translate it as the goal of the faith that is brought about, or to bring about, bringing or being brought, the goal of your faith, which is this soterion sukon, which is the salvation of souls. So here we have soterion in the singular, and this is feminine. And then we also have sukon. Now, of course, we know the telltale sign of the omega nun, which is a genitive plural. And it is, so here we see that it means it kind of, it means like souls in general, all souls, the salvation of souls, the salvation of life. Okay, so that is a parsing for verses 6 to 9. We can see here that Peter talks about, let me put up the English translation first. So here in yellow, you can see how it is translated in ESV. This you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials. Okay, so far so good. So that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold, that perishes though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Though you have not seen him, you love him. Though you do not now see him, you believe in him and rejoice with joy as inexpressible and filled with glory, obtaining the outcome of your faith, the salvation of your souls. So here we see that you translate it as receiving, the komizomenoi. And we also see that here Peter is juxtaposing, or he is using as a metaphor and also juxtaposing the faith of the saints he is addressing, and also the test or the trials that they are facing with the gold and the fire that gold is purified through, or is tested through. So here that we see the faith that they have, it is more precious than gold, which is already the most indestructible or unperishable substance on earth. It is the most stable element in the universe, or at least as far as our knowledge of chemistry goes. It is, but to them, although they didn't have like such sophisticated knowledge of things, they still knew that gold was a pretty indestructible thing. And so Peter is pointing out this kind of this otherworldly quality of the faith, this faith that has eternal value, that has so much value that it even surpasses that of gold, which is already as imperishable as matter, worldly matter goes. So you can see that it is definitely some kind of otherworldly faith or very powerful and enduring faith. The test is genuineness of your faith that is being tested not through fire, which gold is tested by, but through various trials. So here he is also giving us some encouragement to those who have been suffering in this world. Then he's telling them that their faith is precious. Even in their suffering, they can endure through their faith, and also through enduring, their faith is shown to be true faith, faith that is in Jesus Christ, and also results in the praise and glory and honor of Jesus Christ. So here we also see that here Peter is telling them that they will this faith in Jesus Christ is giving them a sort of expectation, a future expectation, that when they see Jesus Christ in the future, they may be able to rejoice in Jesus Christ. It will be such a joyful image that it will just burst out in praise and glory and honor at the sight of Jesus Christ. So this is their faith, this is their hope, and this is their joy. Though you have not seen him, you love him. So this faith, it is of course something that goes before, like you could say, goes before sight. They walk not by sight but by faith. Though you have not seen him, you love him. So there's another aspect of loving Jesus Christ. And of course, the people that he is addressing, there will be some people, or perhaps a lot of people, who have not even seen, heard, or touched Jesus, or encounter him during their lifetimes and during his lifetime, but they still know him and believe in him, though you do not now see him. Even now you do not see him. In the past you have not seen him, you do not see him even now, but you still believe in him. And you rejoice with joy, this inexpressible joy, and this glory-filled joy. So he tells about the quality of the kind of faith and the kind of joy, the faith that leads to inexpressible joy. And that is the kind of joy that we believers have when we understand the kind of faith, what the content of the faith, like what is faith in Christ supposed to lead to. It is to lead to something that will give us the utmost joy in the world, and that is the salvation of your souls. And that is the outcome of the faith, obtaining the outcome of your faith, the salvation of your souls. Okay. So this is Peter's encouragement of the church that he is addressing. There's all 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 to 9. I'll see you next time.